Hi, Black Positivity family. Welcome back to the Black Positivity Challenge. This is where we challenge each other to think positively every day and we help each other stay in the light. We highlight positive things, good things, anything that's going to make us smile, laugh, just have a break from all of the craziness in the world. This is where you come. So, today we're just going to be highlighting people that are happy, renovating their homes or decorating their homes together or by themselves. So, check this out.
We are currently here in our entryway. We also like to call this our study. It's our study in transition as we prepare for our larger forever home. Babe, what's some of the details you want to talk about in this space that makes us love the study?
So, one of my favorite things in our study or entryway is actually our front door. So, when we first moved in, it was a blank slate, completely white with no embellishments. And we really wanted this space to feel like grand and I think just more considered. So what we did is we actually painted the foundation of the door and also added wainscoting. So this was a few trips to Home Depot, but after a trip or two, we were able to kind of get the design down right. We added what is usually used as molding for walls, crown molding, and we added that as our wainscoting. We wanted it to feel like chunky and thick. And also have two layers, so it mirrored some of the designs of the doors that already existed in our home. And then we also added like this little fox from Anthropology. Usually the peephole I think is on the other side of the door. I'm not sure, but we just knew that the outside of a lot of doors that we see in the Chicago area and like historic buildings have such grand doors, and because we live in an apartment, we wanted that to feel like that on the inside of our home. So we also added a kick plate at the bottom because the gold interacts with the gold of our fox and the actual door handle and our lock here.
Also, because like we said, we want to call it a study, which means we need study material. So we added these really nice floating bookshelves that we saw from one of our friends on TikTok or Instagram. And they were just like ones that everybody was talking about on TikTok. So we got these to be able to house some of our books and some of the literature that we had. But we thought it was really important that like in the future, we just want to really keep building and curating this really incredible library. So why not start now? So yeah, we have bell hooks. You know, you gotta have some bell hooks. We got some Toni Morrison in there. Children of Blood and Bone. We got some fiction. Y'all know I love fiction. So yeah, and these are actually going to end up getting put in a shadow box, but these are actually our vow books from our wedding. So these ones covered in a moss are like extra special. But yeah, and like Danielle said, in the continuation of the fox, we have like all of these other like whimsical animal characters throughout the home that you'll find. So we have this horse door stopper that we're using as like a weight. So yeah, this is this. And then also in this space as well. Traditionally, when you're renting, you don't always see like these type of closet doors painted, but we painted them to match the space and to make it feel really warm. And we also added these knobs because everything is renter friendly. These gold embellishment knobs are actually peel and stick, believe it or not. So it's really easy, but they're sturdy. So they still work. And then up here, we added shiplap to the top exterior to mirror on both sides. And then also, we'll talk about this a little bit more later.
Yeah.
But the ceiling, these ceiling panels, we also added, which are actually made out of styrofoam from Amazon, and then we painted them. Danielle found them. Incredible renter friendly hack. But these were drop ceiling tiles. So, you know, drop ceiling tiles get a little. But these now, it just made it feel so much more exquisite. And it really brought the character and the bones of the home that were already here. And then we added this light cover as well, which was also from Amazon, that we love. And then the last thing in this space is this rug right here, which is actually made by our friend Sean Brown. It's a Outcast rug for any of those Outkast fans there. This is The Love Below. So if you know that album, you know it's an incredible masterpiece. And so, we had to add a little bit of culture into the study. My fascination and career is like as a kid growing up in the Midwest. I'm originally from St. Louis, Missouri. I always had a really vivid imagination. I didn't necessarily know what I was going to do with that or how that was going to transpire into like making money. But I just knew that there was something fascinating to me about fiction and magic and the ability for things to just come out of nowhere. And so, growing up as a kid, I loved Harry Potter. And anything adjacent that was like dystopian. And I always just was gravitating towards like design and things that were very interesting. Because in the Midwest, we don't have access to a lot of those things readily, like the coast do.
Yeah.
And so eventually, that all sort of boiled down into like me hitting my head against the wall on a few things and ultimately landing in like writing and directing, and that finally feeling like a soft place for like my ideas, and my sort of like personhood to like come to life. And I feel like it really matches my personality in the end. And then, all within that, there's a sprinkle of design. Directing is like designing the whole thing from beginning to end. So, yeah. Babe, what about you?
Oh my God, this is so cool. There's so many things that I love about these videos. I don't even know where to start, but I will start with I just love seeing people in their creative element. I am a former creative, and I guess they say once you're a creative, you're always a creative. Um, so it's really nice to see people just creating in their home because your home is supposed to be your sanctuary. That's where you're really supposed to let your imagination run wild. That's where you're supposed to put a lot of your love and what should we call it? A lot of the love and attention because you go home after work, that's where you're going to be on the weekends, that's where you spend a lot of your time. So to just watch these couples and these black artists and people just really create beautiful spaces for them to live is amazing, especially knowing that a lot of us come from very urban areas and inner cities. And it's just beautiful to see us take value and take pride in where we live and, just do something different, and just really be creative with the space that we have. And I also love uh, how just classy these people are, especially for melanated people. It's so good and refreshing for us to see um, diversity, within the melanated, Black, Afro communities. It's really important because we see a lot of the other side, and I'm not judging anyone, to each its own. Everyone has their journey, everyone has their path, but it's really beautiful for us to just see, melanated people and couples just really exuding class and exuding taste and poise and, yeah, and just creating their dream lives. So this is, I mean, like, what did you guys like about the designs in the house? What did you guys like about the video? I love everything from the couples collaborating. That's another thing I really love, just the collaboration of people coming together and just creating beauty and creating a home
I
together.
think for me, this is, a little bit more personal, but when I lost my mom to cancer in 2014, I really grappled with the idea of like what home meant. And I think that as I grew up and became an adult, I had to understand what that meant. And so now, building a home with my wife and understanding that this has become our little safe place and our space of holding memories and the best parts of what life has given us. I think that that's what home means to me.
In all honesty, what home means to me is honestly where Curtis is. So I feel like we both kind of mirror in that way. I think the reason that is because we have grown like such a dynamic life together through university, through the pandemic, and living here and then building a home together. So a lot of what we've learned and how we've grown up together lives in each other.
You know, a house is just, it's just a house and it's not a home if there's no love, if there's no that personal touch that we put on it. So, yeah, what do you guys think? And thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed and I hope you're having a good day.